Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of Carolina Insider. I'm your host, Kyle Thomas, reporting live from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Our Carolina Insider team is spread across the country due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but we're still going to be bringing you shows for the rest of the semester from our homes. Our first story today is about fall classes. President Caslen announced that UofSC would be making a decision regarding how to conduct the fall semester before June 15th. This comes after the university submitted a survey to students asking them for feedback about how they're doing and if they plan to return to campus. The decision to close campus this semester caught many students off guard, leaving their belongings stuck inside their residence halls. The university has announced a few options regarding what you can do if you're in that situation. You can sign up through the housing portal to personally retrieve your items during a time slot that respects social distancing. Or you can choose the pack and ship option where items can be shipped. There's also a pack and store option where students can pick up their belongings in the fall. Both pack and ship and pack and store options cost money for students. Though campus is closed to students and faculty, that doesn't mean everything has to come to a halt. Construction is continuing on the biggest building project in school history, the new campus village on Whaley Street. The Cliff Apartments used to be housed to freshmen. Now, it's been gutted and is projected to be torn down soon. The new village will feature 4 new resident hall buildings as well as a dining hall, a new shuttle stop, a coffee shop, and an academic support space. The project is projected to be finished in the fall of 2022. For many USC students, plans to travel and live overseas for the summer have been canceled. As Zach McKinstry explains, the COVID pandemic is causing a lot of trouble for students who can't study abroad.
As countries across the globe see empty streets and quiet towns, students who anticipated to travel to them are left disappointed. As schools continue classes online, all Maymester trips have been canceled due to Level 4 advisories by the DOS and CDC. This comes to the dismay of some students who made deposits. Students like junior Shelby Beckler, who had been looking forward to a trip to Germany for nearly 6 months. So what was your reaction when you heard the news?
I was in Charleston when I got the email, and I was walking with my roommates, and I was like, oh crap, it's like official now, like we're not going.
Beckler's Maymester trip was informed via this email that they would only get around 50% of the total cost refunded.
Like, I didn't cry or anything, but I was just really sad.
For Beckler and others in this position, their chance to study abroad will have to wait. For Carolina Insider, I'm Zach McKinstry in Charlotte.
The COVID pandemic hasn't just affected universities, it's also affecting public schools. Here with today's Pure Politics is reporter Shani McMillan. Shani?
Thanks, Kyle. Since the pandemic has caused schools across all of South Carolina to shut down, students in Orangeburg District 5 are finding new ways to adjust online.
30 minutes is probably the max that I'm going to hold their attention on the computer.
Schools like the High School for Health Professions are using Google Classroom to complete assignments and video chat on Zoom to communicate with teachers. The online schedule is giving both teachers and students flexibility. Some teachers would say too much flexibility, but high school teacher Tatantia Palmer says that this change may be exactly what students need.
Like they're in control of managing their time. They're in control of choosing when and what to do. I think this is probably the best preparation for college that they'll get.
Learning how to be independent may be a silver lining for many students stuck at home. Back to you, Kyle.
Thanks, Shani. Finally, today, a couple stories that just make you feel good about humans. 5 years ago, Chris Singleton made a name for himself during the tragic church shooting in Charleston. He inspired people with his words, "Love is stronger than hate." Now, in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic, when a trip to the store is a struggle for some, he has offered to help families in need with groceries, anonymously. He says so far, he's brought groceries to 8 families.
I say it is tough right now. There's no getting around that. It is hard. It's okay to cry. But realize this is not the end. I believe that there's going to be struggle right now, yes, but this won't define you forever.
Finally, today, Gamecock quarterback Ryan Helinski gave back to part of South Carolina after storms and tornadoes hit the Midlands on Monday. Helinski donated old clothes, tools, water, and whatever he could find that would help communities hit by the storms. The damage from the storms was due to 15 confirmed tornadoes across the state by the National Weather Service. Helinski explained he can't just sit during this quarantine. He felt as though he just had to do something. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Carolina Insider, a production of the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. I'm Kyle Thomas. We'll see you again soon.